Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Knit, Crochet y Tejido. In this video I'm going to teach you how to crochet this beautiful baby sweater or cardigan. It's very easy to do. It's for the set with the hat and mittens that I did before. It's very easy to do. I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make it. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the little bell. That way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my video in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you will find the English version in there. If you don't see in the video for the hat and mittens, I'm gonna leave the link. You're gonna see an eye, you click on the eye and you will have the link for this video. To make this little sweater for the set with the mittens and the hat that I did before, I'm gonna use Bernat Softy Baby, 140 grams, 100% acrylic, light 3, and the color is white. The crochet hook is the same crochet hook that I use for this, is the 3.5 millimeter. You're gonna need tapestry needle and scissor. You're gonna need buttons and thread to sew your buttons, and you're gonna need the embroidery yarn or thread with the needle. If you're doing the embroidery, you will do the same color. But if you're not doing that part, and then you're gonna need this thread. We're gonna start with a chain of 56, and we'll divide it 8 for one side of the front, 1 where we're gonna do the increase, 8 for a shoulder, 1 for the increase, 20 for the back, the same on the other side, 1 for increase, 8 for a shoulder, 1 for increase, and the other 8 for the front. And that will be 56 chains that we're gonna start with. If you want to make this a little bit bigger, you have to increase some chains at the beginning. So for example, in the front where you have 8 on each side, you will do 10 on each side, but you will keep those 20 in the back because we're going to do short rows, and we're going to increase in the back in those 3 short rows and no in the front. So with 20, if you only increase 2 on each side, it will be fine with those 20. But now if you increase more in the front, and then you have to start increasing in the back, and depend the amount of stitches that you increase, you will have to increase on the shoulders as well, but don't increase too much in the shoulder because, like I said, we're going to be increasing short rows. So for example, if you do, let's say, 14 on each side of the front and 26 in the back, you'll increase the shoulder to 10. That's an example. So let's start with a chain of 56 for our little baby sweater. We're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to do the chain of 56. And if you have a baby sweater or pullover for the size that you're working or you want to work, you can measure the chain through the top of the collar, and that will be much easier to get this right size. I have my 56 chains. I'm gonna chain 2, yarn over. I'm gonna go to the 4th chain and I'm gonna do a half double crochet. The entire piece is done with half double crochet. So that's the chain of 2 plus that one, that half double crochet is 2 of 8. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. In the next space is where I have that one chain for the increase. You're going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet. And in that space is where you're going to do all the increases. Now for the first shoulder, you're going to do a half double crochet. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And the next space, again, you're going to do the increase. You're going to do a half double crochet, chain 1, and a half double crochet. Now we're going to work for the back, or 20 half double crochet, and then after the 20 half double crochet you do the increase point, the shoulder, 8, the increase point, and then the last 8 for the other side at the front. I have the 20 for the back. Now in the next one you're going to do the increase, a half double crochet, chain 1, a half double crochet, and now you will do 8 half double crochet, and the next one, and the number 9, you will do the increase, and then you will have 8 left for Here I have the other side done. Now we're going to start with the short rows. We're going to do 3 of them. This is the first one. And you're not going to chain 1, you're just going to turn your work around and you're going to do 15 slip stitch. So you're going to go to the first one and do the first slip stitch. 15, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the chain space is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 slip stitch. You're going to do 3 single crochet. Sorry, that's 1, 2, and 3. You're going to do half double crochet, and now you're going to do in the chain space a half double crochet, chain 1, a half double crochet, and now you're going to do 22 half double crochet for the back, because remember we increase a stitch on each side. So and instead of 20 you will have 22 half double crochet, and that is the first row of short row. So do those 22 and I'll meet you here. I wanted to mention, if you are making this bigger, and for example you increase 2 stitches here in the front, you can do those 2 stitches as a slip stitch. But as you increase 4, for example, you can do 3 of a slip stitch, you'll extra, so instead of 15 you'll have 18, you'll have 3 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, and increase. So you have to be moving those stitches a little bit more to the end, that way you do the short row here closer to the increase in the back of the shoulder. I did the increase in the back of the shoulder. Now I'm gonna do exactly the same as I did in the other side. A half double crochet, 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and now 15 slip stitch until the last stitch, and exactly the same as I did in the other side. I'm doing it. Once you finish the second row, it will look like this. Now we're going to work on the third, and it's a regular row that you're going to do half double crochet on top of each stitch and do the increase where you're supposed to do the increase too. And that counts as the first half double crochet. You're going to turn your work around and you're going to work 9 half double crochet because you only increase 1 in the first row, and the second row was a slip stitch. You don't did an increase for the front. So you only increase 1, so you will have 9. That's 3, 4, 5, and I'm working here in between the stitches. 6, 7, 8, and 9. The space of the increase, you'll do a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, and you will do now 10 for the shoulder because you increase the stitches 1 or at the beginning you increase those 2 stitches, so now you will have it here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're working now in the single crochet. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the space of the chain 1, you'll do a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet, and now you will work on your stitches for the back, the half double crochet. And once you finish that third row, it will start to look like this. So do the stitches for the back. I have the 24 half double crochet for the back. Remember, we start with 20 on the first one, and then we increase to 22 for the second one, and now 24 for the third one. In the fifth row, you'll have 26 and so on, because you're increasing 2 stitches on each space. I will do the increase in this shoulder, and now you'll have to work 10 half double crochet for this shoulder. Remember, you have to start working in the half double crochet and then the single crochet and then the slip stitch, and then you will do the increase in this space, and then you work your 9 half double crochet and the other side of the front. Once you finish that third row, it will look like this. It'll look a little bit weird, but that's normal because once you do this, you see, you're creating the higher up in the back. So now what we're gonna do in row 4 is a short row. What we're gonna do, 16 slip stitch this time. You're gonna do 4 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, the increase 26 half double crochet, the increase 2 half double crochet, 4 single crochet, 16 slip stitch for the other side of the front. Now, without doing a chain, you're going to turn your work around, and the first space you're going to do the first slip stitch of your 16. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the space of the chain, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 slip stitch. Now 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochet, 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, the chain space you're going to do the increase, 1 half double crochet, another half double crochet after the chain 1, and you're going to work the 26 half double crochet for the back. And I will meet you here at the increase point at the other side. Once you do the increase, you're going to do 2 half double crochet, 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you have to do 16 slip stitch until the last stitch. Row 5, chain 2, turn your work around. You're going to do 10 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, increase, and now you're going to work 12 half double crochet for this shoulder, working in the single crochet and in the half double crochet as well as the slip stitch in the beginning. You're going to do 12, you're going to do the increase, you're going to work 28 half double crochet for the back, the increase in the chain space, 12 in this shoulder, working the half double crochet, the single crochet, the slip stitch, and then the increase, and 10 on the front. And that will be for row number 5. I will meet you here to work on number 6. That will be the last row of short rows of the top of the little sweater or cardigan. Remember, and this side of the front is 10, increase, 12 in one shoulder, increase, 28 for the back, increase, 12 for the shoulder, increase, and 10 for the other side of the front, and that is in row number 5. Once you finish row 5, you're going to turn your work around without chaining 1, and this time you're going to do 20 slip stitch. Once you have your 20 slip stitch, you will do 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, 2 half double crochet, 1 and 2, the increase, 1, half double crochet, chain 1, another half double crochet, and now you will do your 30 half double crochet for the back. You'll do the increase, you'll do 2 half double crochet, 3 single crochet, 20 slip stitch until the end of this row. And this is the last row of, for number 7, you're gonna start with a chain of 2. You're gonna do 11 half double crochet, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the increase. You're gonna work 14 half double crochet in this shoulder, working in the slip stitch and the single crochet and in the half double crochet. You're gonna do the increase. You're gonna work 32 half double crochet for the back, the increase, 14 in this side, working in the half double crochet and the single crochet and the slip stitch, increase, and 11 half double crochet on the other side of the front. And that is row 7. Remember, 11, increase, 14, increase, 32 for the back, increase, 14, increase, and 11 in the other side. Once you finish row 7, it will look like this. Now, starting in 8, you will continue with the stitch as you're supposed to, because you finish now with those short rows. And you will continue with half double crochet, increase, chain 1, increase, half double crochet, and increase for the sleeve in the back, and the same on the other side, until you have the desired size for this part in here. So if you have a sweater for the baby that you're making this, you can measure as you go, or I will give you the amount of rows that I will give to mine, because I have the little mannequin that I will be measuring these as I work. Okay, so you've done the short rows. Now you have to work just the increase and this half double crochet until you have here the desired size for the top, until it's time to divide the sleeve with the body of the piece. I did 2 more rows, 8 and 9. I'm gonna work in 10. I'm gonna separate the body from the sleeve, and I'm gonna do a chain of 10 under the sleeve. So I have to do 13 half double crochet plus the 1 in the chain space. I will chain 10. I will do a half double crochet in the chain space. I will do the half double crochet in the back. In the chain space, I will do a half double crochet. I will chain 10, a half double crochet in the chain space, and 13 half double crochet in the other side. And then I will work the body back and forth. Remember, this is for a newborn with 10 rows is perfect for this size. If you want this for a kid that is closer to 3 months, and then you will do 12 rows, and as you grow you will do a couple more, like 14 or 16 rows back and forth, and then you will do like a chain of 8 under the arm, because this starts to get bigger. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna do 13 half double crochet plus 1 in the chain space, and I will meet you here. So I did a half double crochet in the chain space. Now I'm gonna chain 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yarn over, go to the chain space, and you will do your half double crochet, and you will continue with the half double crochet on each half double crochet until the next chain 1 space. And like that, you separate the first sleeve. did a half double crochet in the chain space, so I'm gonna chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yarn over. I'm gonna come to the chain space. I'm gonna do the half double crochet, and I'm gonna do the 13 half double crochet in the other side of the front. And I'll measure here at the end of this. I finished row 10. Now, if you count your rows, in the front you will have 7, and in the back you will have 10, because remember we did 3 rows of slip stitch on the front to do the short rows, so that's why in the front is lower and the back is higher, but in the back you will have your 10 rows. So now we're going to work in the body of the piece. Now for the length of this size, you're going to work measuring from here 4 inches 10 centimeters, but if you measure from the back, you measure like this, that way I can get the 4 inches from here plus the ones in here. That will be 7.5 inches, and that is 19 centimeters in total, measuring from the back, okay, until here, you know. That's what you're gonna do. But if you're making this a little bit bigger, like you did 2 more rows, so you will give this from in total, instead of 7.5, you'll give it 8, 8.5, 9 inches, depend on the size of the baby. So I'm gonna work my 13 half double crochet plus the one that I did in the chain space is 14, the 10 under the sleeve, the ones in the back, and the same in the other side, 10 plus 14 in the front. And I'll continue working back and forth with those half double crochet until I have that length, measuring from here 4 inches 10 centimeters. So remember, if you want to do this for a bigger baby, you just have to continue working the rows. So I'm gonna work this off camera, and I will give you the amount of rows in total just in case you don't have a measurement tape. Here I have the length. I did half an inch longer. I did 4.5, and in total 14 rows in this part. So now I don't want to cut the yarn. I'm going to continue in the border here where you're going to sew the buttons, and then in this side you will have the buttonholes. So now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to work in this border with single crochet, and I'm going to do 2 single crochet on each half double crochet space. Like this will be the border. And I will work for around a little piece like that, like half an inch in this side, and then I will work in the other side that we will have the buttonholes. And this you will get to the end, you will chain 1, turn your work around, and do a single crochet on top of each single crochet. I finished the first row. I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to turn my work around, and I'm going to do a single crochet on each single crochet for a total of 5 rows. So make sure when you do the first row, you don't do too many single crochet that will be wavy, or too little that will gather this part in the front. You want to be nice and straight. There is no pulling in your stitches. Okay. I finished this part. Now I'm going to work on this one. So I'm going to do a slip knot. And I'm going to start in the lower part the same as I did in this side. That way they are both the same. I'm going to start in here and pass that loop, chain 1 in the same space, a single crochet, and I'm going to work single crochet all the way to the end and back 2 row, and the third one we're going to do the buttonholes at the same time and losing that tail. So do 2 rows of single crochet, and the third one will be the buttonhole. I place the buttons here where I think I want to sew them, something like that. So you pick the buttons that match your baby sweater. I pick pink because I'm doing the little pink flower, so it's not the same pink, but it's pink. So I will work single crochet until here. I will chain 2 and I leave 2 single crochet, and the third one I will do the single crochet, leaving the chain 2 space for the buttonhole, and then I will do single crochet, but I will count the amount of single crochet that I will do in between these buttonholes. That way I will have the same space between the rest of them, that way they're even. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do the spaces for the buttonholes. Here I'm going to start with 4 single crochet. First I'm going to try with the chain of 1 and see if the button passed through, because if I do a chain of 2 and it's too big, this will come undone as the baby use the little sweater, because remember, this is stretch, and the more the baby use, the more stretch. So I'm gonna chain 1. First I'm gonna try with a chain of 1 if it's too small, and then I will do a chain of 2. So that depends on the size of your button. So you're gonna skip 1. If you chain 1, you skip 1 single crochet. If you chain 2, you skip 2 single crochet. So I'm gonna skip 1. I'm gonna do a single crochet, and I'm gonna pass that through that chain space, and you see I go through no problem. So I will leave it with a chain of 1, and then you have to work the space in between each buttonhole that you have the same distance. So I'm gonna try with 5 single crochet to see if that's enough until the top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to chain 1, skip 1 single crochet, go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, go to the next one, and that's 3 buttonhole. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the button will be here, and that's too much in the top open. So I'm gonna undo this, and I'm gonna do this one. I stay with 4, the rest I will do with 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, skip 1, go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1, go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and it's perfect because now I chain 1 and do a single crochet in the last single crochet. So the last button will be in that space, and in the border I will do like 2 or 3 row of single crochet, and that will give a little extra space in the top of the collar. So now I will chain 1, turn my work around. I'm going to do a single crochet in the first single crochet, and in the chain space I will do a single crochet, and I will continue with a single crochet and top of single crochet. So in the chain space, and you chain 1, you do a single crochet. If you chain 2, you do 2 single crochet, because you skip 2 single crochet on the other side. So do this row, that's number 4. work on number 5. Don't cut the yarn because we're gonna work in the top. I finished the 5 rows. Now we're gonna work on the border, and I'm gonna do 3. So I will do 1 until this. I'll turn my work around and work 1 more and a third one. So here in the corners we're gonna decrease. That way we make this more round. In each space where you have the stitch, where you increase the stitches, you will decrease. So you'll chain 1 and you're gonna do single crochet, I have this tail that I will lose at the same time. So, and here you have these 3 stitches. You see this one in the center is the one where you work the increase. So you want to pass your hook, pull. You see, in these 3 you're going to decrease, and that will make these more round around the neck. Like this. So I'll show you one more time what I did. So when you have one stitch on each side of that chain space where you did the to increase in the first row, you pass, you have 2, you're passing that one, you have 3, and passing the next one you will have 4. You pass through those 4 and you will continue, and you will do that in each space where you did that increase. So you do that one, go back again, and 1 more, and the color you yarn. I finished that third row, and remember I only did that decrease in the first row. The other two was single crochet on top of each single crochet. Now we're gonna work the crab stitch all the way around our piece. It's the same stitch that I did on the mittens. You'll have this nice border all the way around. So I finished on the right side. The piece, this is the right side, because if you do only 2 rows, you'll finish in the wrong side. So you have to finish in the right side. Chain 1, I already chain 1 here. And you're gonna work the crab stitch. It's a single crochet backwards on top of each single crochet. That will give your piece a really nice border. Like this. So you will work the border all the way around the collar, all the way around here, the lower part, all the way in this side, and you'll finish where you started. You'll cut the yarn, lose the tail, and then we're gonna start working on the sleeves. This is very easy. I place the buttons here in the top, that way you can see how it looks once you finish the border. If you like this like a vest, you can leave it like this. Just do the same border stitch, the crab stitch, all the way around on the sleeve, and it's a cute little vest. For mine, I'm gonna do the sleeves, and I'm gonna work off camera in one of the sleeves. Write down everything that I do in one, that way I can repeat it in the other one. So when I work in the second one, I will let you know exactly what to do. I finished the first sleeve, and look how cute this look. So now we're gonna work in the second one, and I will give you all the details and how to do that. And it's absolutely gorgeous how this finished half look. And then the border at the sleeve, I did a crab stitch. And it looks really, really nice. I'm gonna start the sleeve. I'm gonna do 4 decrease in the first row. That way it's not too wide. It will be exactly like this one, in this part. So when you work the first row, you have to make sure that you grab 2 strands in here. That way you don't pull in one, and you see it create a little hole. You move your stitch, and you find where you can put your hook that you have to. So I'm gonna do slip knot. I'm gonna find the center. So around here, I can't find this way. So I'm gonna pass the loop. I'm gonna chain 2. And I'm going to do 2 half double crochet in the next 2 spaces, loosen the tail at the same time. So that's 1. See, moving the half double crochet, that way I can pass 2 strands, and that's 2. Now the next 2, I'm gonna do the decrease. It will be 2 together. So you do your half double crochet that you don't want to finish. You have 3 loops. Yarn over, go to the next one, and you're gonna do the other half double crochet. This is through the wrong place. Sometimes this yarn tends to open. See? There. You have 5, and you're going to pass through those 5. And you did a decrease. At the end, the other decrease will be the slip stitch and top of the first half double crochet, no in the chain space, and that will be the last decrease. Now you're going to work half double crochet and top of each half double crochet all the way around. Until you have 5 left at the end. Okay, I'm gonna move the tail inside because it's in the way. You only have to try to pass that you have 2 strands in the top of the hook. That way when you pull, you don't have a hole in under the arm. Okay, so you're going to continue with half double crochet all the way around until you have 5 left here at the end, that we're going to do the decrease. And in the next round, I will do a half double crochet on top of each half double crochet, and I'll have to have 32 half double crochet because that's the amount that I have in this one. So for your first sleeve, you do this and you will count the amount of half double crochet that you have in the second round, and that amount you will have to write down. That way you have the same amount in the next sleeve. For mine is 32, for you can be 33, 34, 35 or 31, don't matter, as long as you keep track of the amount you do in the first one for the second one. So I'll continue with my half double crochet all the way until the end, that I will have 5 half double crochet left at the end of here. These 5 I'm gonna work in the last 5 half double crochet. I'm gonna do half double crochet that I'm gonna finish, yarn over, I go to the next one, a half double crochet, and I'm gonna close those loops. I'm gonna do a half double crochet in the next space, and the last 2 I'm gonna decrease. I'll do them together. Half double crochet with a finish, yarn over, go to the last one, a half double crochet, and you're gonna close those loops. You're gonna do the slip stitch, not on the second chain, but on top of the first half double crochet, and that is your decrease. Now for the next round, you're gonna chain 1, and in that same space you're gonna do a single crochet and a chain 1. And I'm doing a single crochet, that way we don't get a little hole in here. And you're gonna do a half double crochet on top of each half double crochet, and when you finish with a slip stitch on top of that chain 1, you're gonna count the amount of half double crochet that you have, and the amount that you have you'll write down in a piece of paper, because in the next leaf you'll have to have the same amount of stitches, that way they're even. For me it have to be 32 in this one because I have 32. I'm gonna finish with a slip stitch and the chain space, and you see you don't have any little holes. You're gonna chain 1, and again in that space you're gonna do a single crochet. Your hole is gonna start like that. You're gonna chain 1, and you're gonna do a half double crochet in the next half double crochet, and the next 2 you're gonna do them together. You're gonna do a half double crochet, then you're gonna finish, and over another half double crochet. You're gonna pass it through those 5 loops, and you did a decrease. Now you're gonna do a half double crochet on each half double crochet until you have 4 left, that we had to do again the decrease. When I get to the end, I have 4. I have 4 space left, 4 stitches. I'm gonna do yarn over. I'm gonna do a half double crochet with a finish, yarn over, do the next one. I'm gonna close those 5 loops. I'm gonna do a half double crochet in the next 2, and I'm gonna do a slip stitch and the chain space, and again you don't want to have any little hole under there. You're gonna chain 1, you're gonna do a single crochet, chain 1, and you're gonna do a half double crochet on each space. So you decrease 2 stitches, and now in this round you will have 30 if you're doing the same amount of me. So you have to have 2 less than the row before. And you're going to finish with a slip stitch, and we're going to work in round 5, and this is the last round of decrease, and we'll have 28 stitches, and then we'll work those 28s. I'm going to chain 1, do a single crochet, chain 1, I'm going to do a half double crochet. The next 2 I'm going to do them together, half double crochet with a finish, and over the next half double crochet, close those 5 loops, and you're going to continue with a half double crochet on top of each half double crochet until you have 4 left, and then we'll do the decrease at the end. And then this time you're going to end up with 28 stitches. I finished round 5. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to start with a single crochet and chain 1. You're always going to start like that, and you're going to do a half double crochet on top of each half double crochet. You're going to finish with a slip stitch in that chain space, and you'll continue like that. And this is round 6. From 6 to 13 you're going to do the same repetition. No decrease, no increase, exactly the same. You're going to work those 28 stitches, or the amount of stitches you have left, until you have those round. And after that, after round 13, we're going to do a round of single crochet with decrease to make this a little bit smaller, and then single crochet, do the border, and you done the sleeve. Remember, from round 6 to 13, 28 stitches on each. You're always going to start with a chain of 1, single crochet, chain 1, and that counts as the first half of the crochet. I finished the 13th round. Now I'm going to work on 14, and I'm going to do a round of single crochet with a crease. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to do a single crochet, and next 2 I'm going to do them together. So I'm going to pass it through that. I have 2 loops to do the next one, and now I'm going to do 4 single crochet, 2 together, 4 single crochet, 2 together. So the amount of stitches that I have to decrease is 5 stitches. Now these 2 together, because that's what I did in the other sleeve. From 28 stitch I end up with 23, and then I work those 23 single crochets. So you will decrease separately the amount of stitches that you want to decrease, and then you will work the rest of the stitches. After the last decrease, I finish with a single crochet and a slip stitch in the first single crochet. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to do a single crochet on top of each single crochet. This is row 15, so you have to work in 15, 16, and 17 single crochet. After you finish those rounds, we're going to do the border stitch. That is the crab stitch and the border. Once you finish, it will look like this. The only thing missing is the border, the crab stitch. So you're going to chain 1. You're going to go to the slip stitch to the first strand that you see there. Well, through the 2, but the slip stitch, and you're going to do the first crab stitch. Because if you go to the next one, you'll have this one will be very wide. So you go to the next single crochet, and you work backwards your single crochet. It's working backwards single crochet. I don't like the way this one looks. I don't like to leave this loop too big. That way they have a really nice shape when they're nice and tight. Like that. So when you do the backward single crochet, when you pull your yarn through, the strand in the front is the working yarn. It has to be like that in order for this to work. So like that, you're going to continue doing the stitch into the last stitch. Now you're going to sew the buttons. I just place them here on the top. So I did 4 buttonholes, so I will sew the 4 buttons, and then I will meet you here. Once you finish sewing the buttons, it will look like this. It is the cutest little baby sweater. So remember, if you want this for a boy or a girl, you can do some neutral buttons. You can do whites, you can do yellow, green, or you can do like a little chocolate brown or rainbow color, and it will look really nice. And if you like, you can leave like this if it's for a girl as well for a boy. You don't need to do the flowers. Look how adorable the set look, all finished like that. Look adorable. So if you're gonna do some flowers, you can do them in this part and here, or you can do the little buds in this part, or and here on the sleeve. That is up to you where you want to do it. Or you something that I wanted to mention, this is what I have left from a second ball of yarn for the set. I only use this one to do the last sleeve, because with the first ball I did the hat, the mittens, the baby sweater, except the last sleeve that I have to use this new one to work on. So you will need one and a bit of the second one if you use this type. For the flowers, I will do mine in this part and here. So first I will do this one off camera, and then after I will do the other one. That way I figured out where exactly I want to. I decided to record as I go. So I did this side, so I will do the other side. It will be easier that way. Work even the flowers. So I work these two straight line, well, they're straight but in an angle, and it's from stitch number 3 to number 4. So they're side by side. So and here I had to do it 1, 2, 3 to 4. The lower part is in number 4, and I'm gonna wrap in the needle. Like this, look, one of the flowers done, and I did 12 wrap of the thread underneath. I'm gonna grab another strand of thread to finish these 2 petals that I have left. This flower is exactly the same as the flower in the hat, so we'll have the same amount of petals all the way around. So I'm gonna finish this one and start with the leaves. like this. Look, the baby sweater with the flowers already done. I absolutely love the set with the hat and the mittens. I don't want to do the little baby booties because you can put this on with a onesie, with a one piece, and you don't need to put anything in the baby's feet, so it's perfect. But if you want to do a boot, you can do a pretty boot with the stitch of the mittens and do the flowers, and that will be a set. So I hope you guys like it and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you make this beautiful set and you want to send me some picture, you can do it through my Facebook page, Rubinnet Crochet y Tejido, or my Instagram, Rubinnet Crochet y Tejido. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.